Welcome to another live stream of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your Dre poured. Tap in, tap the fuck in. What we here on today, Mr. Roll Up? Well, we gonna talk about Pooh Shady and Gucci Mane. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. What's going on with Pooh Shady and Gucci Mane? Well, y'all already know what the fuck going on there. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna run it back. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give y'all my commentary on it. And we gonna close this shit out. How about that? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Yeah, I got a wood for y'all. Y'all let's be tweaking, bro. How about that? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Now, I got to speak on this situation, right? Because a lot of y'all got snitching mixed up with handling business. How about that? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. I wasn't even gonna go live on this shit, but it's like it need to be put out there because a lot of y'all just be internet dummies, man. Y'all don't know shit about snitching, real life, hood shit, nothing. Y'all let's be tweaking. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. At the end of the day, Gucci did what he was supposed to do. You can feel how you want, but the truth is the truth. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. All right, let's get to it. So, first off, right, what happened? Pooh Shiesty signed a deal with Gucci. I don't know exactly when. Again, y'all know I'm not no reporter. I don't do none of that. I just give y'all a street nigga point of view of this shit, right? So, Pooh Shady signed the Gucci Mane 10/17, right? When he signed, it was all fun and games. Bottles were being popped. The hoes came out. He fucking who he want. He do what he want. If y'all go check him out, y'all see all them high profile cars he done had and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? All of that was from this deal. Believe that. You know what I'm saying? Everything was all fun and games when it first started. But then somewhere down the line, he like, hey, I don't like this. I don't like that. This and this not going right. That and that not right. Nah, I don't want to do all this. I don't want to do all that. This is what Pooh Shady got going on, right? In his mind. He don't like the deal that he signed to. Again, it was all fun and games when he signed it and the bottles was being popped and the money was being thrown around. But when it came to a point where it was things that he didn't like, that's when he had a problem. Let me tell you this. It's a reason why contracts are put in place. You know what I'm saying? NDAs, things like that. It's a reason why those type of paperworks are put out there. It's like a protection plan. You know what I'm saying? So just in case something go wrong, this paperwork is protecting whoever it is that made that deal in the first place. And you signing it, you admitting to that. Like, hey, if something do go wrong, I take accountability for it. That's what the contract is about. Pooh Shady, he thought because Gucci Mane was a street nigga that he could play street rules with Gucci on this tip. You know what I'm saying? About this contract that he don't like. And he knowing that ain't shit up. He not getting out this deal. It's not happening. Nigga, you gonna have to just ride it out until your contract is over with. So he like, oh, okay, well, Gucci is street nigga. I can play street rules with him, right? So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna set him up. I'm gonna put this pistol in his face, and he gonna unsign me. I'm gonna rob him, I'm gonna take all his shit, and I'm out of there. That's just gonna be that, right? That's what Pooh Shady was thinking. But what he failed to realize is that was Gucci Mane 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Gucci Man today is not what he was 20 years ago. I'm seeing old clips of him resurfacing, saying he had never snitch and, shit like that. Y'all got to understand, man. Again, that was 20 years ago. He don't live the same lifestyle he lived 20 years ago. It's not the same. Things didn't change. You know what I'm saying? But we get into that, right? So anyway, Pooh Shady, he didn't like the deal that he was signed to. So his plan was to set up Gucci, make him unsign him, keep him moving, and that was that, right? Didn't go his way at all. Why? Let's rewind the clock. Gucci Man, back in the mid 2000s, he came out on that street nigga time with all the smoke, all of it, not playing no games. That was 20 years ago, right? He did all that street shit, Zone 6, East Atlanta, all that. He did all that. You know what I'm saying? 20 years ago. He wasn't living the life that he was living now. Things was different then. This is what I tell y'all before about the streets. The streets have a time limit on it. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be no street nigga forever. Like, you only get to do this shit for so long, and then you gotta move on with life. You know what I'm saying? You get bills, you had kids, you got businesses, you got a job to attend to, you got shit that you're responsible for. So you can't be in the streets after so long. You know what I'm saying? It's just come to a point you gotta grow out this shit, you know? Well, guess what? That's what happened with Gucci. He outgrew the streets. Yeah, he was on all of that. He talked all that shit. Yeah. Every street nigga do the same thing. But again, when it comes to a point, when it's time to hang that shit up, you got some guys that will hang it up and some that won't. And the ones that don't hang it up, they either end up broke and fucked up out here, or they dead or in jail. Straight up. You keep going with that street nigga mentality after you get to a height of your life where it's like, okay, it's time to let this shit go, and you don't, those things that I just named, either you gonna be out here broke with nothing in the streets, or you gonna die or go to jail. Those are your only options when you keep on going with the street shit, right? So anyway, Gucci Man got to a point in his life where he was like, hey, I gotta let the street shit go. So, you know what I'm saying? It's time to hang it up. And that's what he did. He hung it up. He got him a family. He had kids. He got his business that he running. You know what I'm saying? You never know what other shit that he take care of too. You know what I'm saying? That's called being a man. That's what he doing. He became a man. He got out of that street shit and became a man. You know what I'm saying? Jason Morris, what's the deal? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Gucci grew up. And the thing is, right? Said you late. It's all good. Just tap in. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really got there yet. So Gucci had to change his life. You know what I'm saying? And when you got a woman like he got, she not going for that shit. You know what I'm saying? She gonna tell you like, hey, look, you bullshitting. You need to leave this alone. You got to stop doing that, or this and this not gonna work. Me and you gonna have to separate, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have talks. Like, she like, yeah, I get you a street nigga, but you grown now. You know what I'm saying? You got to make better decisions. You know what I'm saying? Or this not gonna work out. See, let me tell you something about women liking street niggas, right? Women will be attracted to that shit, that you a street nigga, right? They like, okay, this nigga tough. He could defend me. He gonna protect me because he be with the shit. Woo, woo. He got a name out here. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with him. Blah, 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 right? That shit'll draw a woman in, right? Because she feel like you manly and you can handle yours, right? But then when she started getting serious with you, she like, okay, we gotta lay that shit down. It's over with on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you that, but you got to stop doing that now because we got a family. We got bills. We got things we trying to build on. You can't do that no more. They still be you. You know what I'm saying? On the inside, real talk, it's still you, but you can't move like that no more. You know what I'm saying? How you know, Mr. Roll Up? Shit, I done had plenty of women cut into me just like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on my street time, they drawn right in from that shit. They love it. You know what I'm saying? A couple months go by, they like, damn, I like this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him going to jail. I don't want him to die. So they whole persona of you change. Like, okay, I know you be on it, but you got to stop doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nothing to happen to you. It's the same thing that happened with Gucci and his girl. Hey, you gotta get that shit up. You know what I'm saying? You can claim it or whatever, but you gotta get that shit up. He had to comply, or he gonna lose his woman. And you know, with Gucci, women ain't shit. That nigga that had a million bitches. You know what I'm saying? But he got that one. He got that one that made him change and say, "Hey, all right, I'm done with it." You know how many bad bitches he done had in his lifetime? You know what I'm saying? Like Kim K's and better. Like, you know how many of them he done had? It's different when you get that one woman that'll be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? And you gonna be like, okay, I gotta change. Hey, at a certain age, it's time to grow up, but stay on point. Real shit. That's just what it is. So not only is the woman coming at you about changing, you got to change as well for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Not just for your woman or nothing like that. You got to change for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that he got a woman on his side that's really like that about him. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going on. You got to switch it up. You can't do that shit no more. So you please believe he had them type of talks with Keisha. You know what I'm saying? Also, he went to prison. I told y'all before, that's where I grew up at. You know what I'm saying? When I came into prison, I was on all it. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I was on all it. Like, you couldn't say shit about my hood. It's the pull up. Y'all ass tweaking, bro. I pulled me some Tito's. Y'all ass tweaking, bro. Hit the blunt and the drink. Y'all ass tweaking, bro. How about that? Nah. Like I said, he went to prison, right? That's where I had grew up at. Cause in prison, that's a whole nother world. You can't move the same like how you move in the streets when you in prison. You know what I'm saying? You being watched all the time. Everything you do is being calculated. You know what I'm saying? It's like you a robot in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have the time and space to do the same shit you did in the streets. You know what I'm saying? You been in prison, yeah. I did 4 years in prison. Hell yeah. Straight up. And when I was in prison, I was on all of that. You know what I'm saying? Big GD on the yard. You feel me? I was the second in command. Straight up. Yeah. I was on all that. But anyway, right? It got to a point, I was halfway into my time when I had to wake up and say, hey, that shit over with. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't about nothing. Best head I ever got was in prison. Just glad he didn't press charges. Yeah, you a wild boy for that one. But anyway, like I said, it got to a point where I was like, you know what? I gotta let that shit go. You know what I'm saying? It's over with. That shit ain't about nothing. You know? Same thing happened with Gucci. He just got to a point. You know what I'm saying? In prison, is nobody in there but him. It's him versus him. You know what I'm saying? It ain't him and his hood in there with him or none of that. It's him in there by himself. He done had plenty of talks with himself. He like, all right, that street shit over with. When I get out, it's a wrap. Do you know he gave his wife Keisha, he gave her like $5 million or some shit like that before he went to prison? He gave her a couple million. You know what I'm saying? I might be over exaggerating. I don't know. You know, y'all know I round up. You know what I'm saying? So he gave her a couple million, right? That alone should tell you something. He don't live the same life he used to. Because if he did, he wouldn't have gave her no fucking millions of dollars. He would have put that shit under the fucking mattress. You know what I'm saying? How about that? He had a lot of growing up to do. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of growing up to do in there. That's my point of what I'm saying. He had a lot of growing up to do while he was in prison, right? And all of these things is going in his head. Hey, when I get out, I can't do none of that same stuff I used to do. I can't be around these same people. I can't move like this. I can't move like that. I got to do this. I got to do that, right? When he came home, his wife Keisha flipped that money. That couple million he left her, she flipped that shit. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Y'all ass tweaking, bro. She flipped that shit, right? So he came home straight. Do you know she told him, hey, you know I'm the final boss. I flipped your money. So guess what? You owe me that. Not the money. You owe me your loyalty. I gave you my loyalty while you was gone. Now you owe me your loyalty while you out here. First thing first, all that street shit is dead. Whatever street shit you got left in you, it's over with. We not in that same space no more. You know what I'm saying? We up 30 million now. We ain't on that no more. Before you went to prison, we had 5-6 million. You know what I'm saying? Now you out, I didn't flip that. Now we got 30 million. We can't do that no more. Y'all know I be derailing, but I make everything make sense. So just ride with it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, with him knowing all of this, and he back in the world, the money didn't flip. He didn't got his health together while he was in prison. He don't even look the same. He looked like a completely different person. Everybody calling him a clone. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand, in prison, you go through a change. You go through a change in there. And that's what he did. He went through a change. He changed his damn health. You change your health, your mentality changed. I don't give a fuck what nobody tell you. If you go from being fat to slim, your mentality changed. You're not thinking the same no more. You can't think the same no more. Because if you do, you're going to be fat again. You know what I'm saying? Your whole mentality changed. Your way of eating, your way of sleeping, you know, who you hang around, things you do, all of that, everything changed. You know what I'm saying? His whole mentality changed. And that's what everybody failing to realize. He don't got that same mentality he had before he went to prison, before he got with Keisha, before. He don't have that same mentality, right? So anyway, with all that being said, he not moving the same. He not rocking with a gang of niggas no more. He rocking with security. And his security is off-duty police. This is how you gotta move. He a CEO. You know what I'm saying? He signed people. He gotta have some real security. And he signed street niggas. He has to have security behind it. That ain't no snitching shit or none of that. That's protecting his assets. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have some real security with him. He's signing real contracts, dealing with real people, real endorsements, you know what I'm saying, real advertisements. Gucci getting real money. What are you talking about? He came home to a bag. And everybody was anticipated on what he was gonna do. So again, he has to move different. And he out of prison now. I told you, when you become a felon, it's over with. It's a lot of shit you can't do after you become a felon. So for y'all just expecting Gucci to be on that same shit Pooh Shiesty was on, y'all ass tweaking, bro. Y'all ass tweaking, bro. He went through a whole change the past 20 years. A lot of shit didn't change for him in the past 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, with that being said, that brings us to today, right? Gucci Mane, what? Like in his 40s now? You know what I'm saying? He done been through it all. He done did all of that shit. Life is different for him now. He up at least 30 million. He good. You know what I'm saying? And he still signing shit. What make you think he gonna be on street time? So anyway, with that being said, Pooh Shady pulled a shady move and told him he wanted to have a business meet with Gucci, you know, about the contract. Whole time it was a setup. See, this is my problem, right? If you a real street nigga and all of that, why you ain't telling what was up? Like, hey, you know, that contract ball, you know, I'm on that. Woo woo. You know what I'm saying? He ain't do that. He pulled a backdoor move. Just made it seem like he just wanted to have a convo. Came there and stuck him up. Another thing y'all gotta understand, right? When somebody put a gun in your face, that's a feeling that it can't be explained. You know what I'm saying? I done had guns pointed to my face, to my head, all of it. You know what I'm saying? So I know this shit. The only thing you thinking is you about to die. You know what I'm saying? That's about as serious as it get. And that's exactly what Pooh Shady did. He met up with him, he pulled guns on him, had his mans in them hold the rest of the people down, all of that shit. Unsigned. Give me all this jury, all this shit. We robbing you and you unsigning. And guess what? You a street nigga, so you gotta be on street time. You can't say nothing. You can't snitch, nothing. Right? This is what Pooh Shady thinking. You know what? Let's play it like this. Let's just say that Gucci did go that way, right? Just say he brought his homeboys with him, you know, no cameras, no none of that. We'll take a shot about that. Gucci come street nigga just like Pooh Shady did, right? And the same shit happened, right? Okay. Gucci don't say nothing. You know what's gonna happen immediately after that? Pooh Shady gonna make a diss song. Right? He gonna make a diss song talking about how he punked Gucci and all of that type of shit. And then everybody gonna be calling Gucci a hoe. You know what I'm saying? It's a lose-lose situation. You know, so your best bet is to protect your assets, because either way it go, if you let this nigga rob you and you don't say nothing, everybody gonna call you a bitch. You rob this nigga, you say something, everybody gonna call you a snitch. What? Because what is Gucci supposed to do? He's supposed to, all right, don't say nothing, and then he come back and retaliate on Pooh Shiesty. That's what he was supposed to do. I just told y'all, Gucci don't think like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ass tweaking, bro. He don't live that type of lifestyle no more. So he can't get on that. Gucci is a big name. The fuck is you talking about? That man is known all across the fucking world. That nigga can't be out here putting no hits out on niggas and shit like that. Is you crazy? Soon as he would have put a hit out on Pooh Shady, his ass would be in the cell right next to Lil Durk. And guess what? Y'all will be calling Gucci a damn crash dummy. Just like y'all say about Dirk. Y'all will be calling him a goofy, the same shit if Gucci went and crashed out. But he didn't. He thought up here. He said, hold on. If I do go that route, I'm going to jeopardize everything I didn't work for. Everything I worked for is going to be gone. And everybody going to call me a goofy, a dummy, a lame, blah, 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 blah. And in a couple of years, everybody going to forget about me. Yeah, I don't think Gucci was coming like that. You know what I'm saying? He knew better than that. So that's why the security that he came with was people that was official. So just in case something go on, he got protection. So his protection is there to witness what's going on. Gucci don't gotta say nothing. We gonna get to that, right? Gucci don't gotta say nothing. His security is an off-duty cop. I told y'all this before. He had an off-duty cop. The word is it was off-duty cops on that scene. And it's being confirmed that it was an off-duty cop. So what I said was accurate. He had an off-duty cop with him. That's what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So even if he didn't say nothing, that off-duty cop take an oath. They take an oath. They basically saying they devoting their life to this shit. Anything that's wrong that goes on, they gonna report it. They gonna get on it. Whatever the case is, they are devoted to serving justice to the system, to humanity. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna report whatever the fuck is going on. That's just it. And that's why he had an off-duty cop with him, just in case. The jury always believe cops. There you have it. And that's exactly what I was saying. That's why Gucci moved the way he do. Because something like that can happen to him. And he had to protect his assets. You know what I'm saying? Now we got all that understood. Let's get into the snitching thing, right? A lot of y'all got snitching mixed up, right? Snitching is when you go commit a crime with your homie or your homegirl, your wife, your girlfriend, whatever. You go do some shit with somebody, right? And then y'all get caught up. And you get to pointing fingers. Oh, it was him. It was his idea, blah, blah, blah. I was just there. I just seen what was going on. That's snitching. That's not what happened with Gucci. Gucci got set up and robbed by his own fucking artist that made him unsign him a deal, that made him do this with a gun in his face. Pooh Shady put a damn gun in his face. Straight up. All this documented. This ain't nothing I'm making up. All this shit documented. So, you think that Pooh Shady just supposed to get away with it? That's not how that works. We talking about a multi-millionaire guy. You know what I'm saying? What is you thinking? It don't work like that, right? So he did what he did. Everything being recorded. It is what it is, right? Police show up. Now they saying, Gucci snitch. Okay. He made a song. He just dropped this song a couple days ago, right? Called Crash Dummy. And basically he was telling the whole situation of what happened. How can you call it snitching? Again, this shit is documented. It is what it is, right? He got set up by his own artist. His artist put a gun in his face with officials around. That's not snitching. You know what I'm saying? You can look at it how you want. That's not snitching. Straight up. He protected his assets. And that's exactly what happened. Something happened and he had proof that, hey, this happened to me. You know what I'm saying? And from that point, it's over with. So even with him saying something about it, he protecting his business. That's not snitching. It's already documented. This is what these niggas did. You know what I'm saying? Why you think it took the feds so long to come get them? They was investigating that shit. That wasn't just Gucci. Oh yeah, Pooh Shiesty and them did it, and they just went and locked them up. No, that's not how that worked. That was an ongoing investigation. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ass tweaking, bro. That's not snitching, man. It's not snitching, bro. Again, snitching is when you go do some shit with somebody and y'all get caught and you flip on the person that you did that with. That's snitching. That's not what happened with Gucci. He was protecting his assets and he did that. That's not his fault that a nigga put a gun in his face. What is you talking about? Ain't no justifying it. Have you ever had a gun pointed in your face? You know what I'm saying? Telling you, hey, you better do this or I'm going to kill your ass. Have you ever been through that? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? But on some real street shit too. Like not an angry neighbor mad at you and want to scare you or something. Like, no. This is a real street nigga pointing a gun at your face. And you know he on that. Have that ever happened to you? Probably not. It happened to me. And I never told on him. You know what I'm saying? I never said shit. It's not about that. When that shit happened to me, I was in the hood and I was broke. So yeah, it's nothing to say. Like what? What the fuck am I gonna say? But when you a millionaire, you a multi-millionaire, you own shit, and you got shit going on, you gotta protect all that shit that you work for, everything that you have. You have to protect it. Or somebody can just take it from you, just like what Pooh Shiesty did. He robbed Gucci for what? Like $600,000 worth of jewelry and shit like that. And then them niggas turn around and put it on the internet. Nah, you can't do that, bro. That's not business. It's not business. And that's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a business meeting. That's not what it was. That's not snitching, bro. Gucci took the trash out. Only hood folk think he's wrong. Straight up. Real shit. That's just all there's to it. You know what I'm saying? And I come from the hood. I'm a real hood nigga. West Side, 7 Mile, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm all that, you know? But I don't live that life no more. I outgrew that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think like that. Back then, no snitching was the code. You don't tell on nothing. No matter what you see. You don't tell on shit. Straight up. Let me give you an example. My homie, Beezy, died in my face. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there when it happened. I was there immediately, like right after it happened. You know what I'm saying? By the time I got there, the police and all that shit was showing up, you know, taping shit off. But I seen my man dying in my face. Like he took his last breath looking at me type shit. I know exactly who did it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say shit. I got locked up for his murder. Real shit, right? They locked me up right after that shit. Cause, you know, when they put him on the stretcher and, you know, put him in the ambulance, took him to the hospital, all that shit. I know it's derailing, but again, I make everything make sense, right? They took him to the hospital, right? I followed the ambulance. Boom, got there. They sent cops out there to lock me up. They said I got there too quick. Basically, they said I was there to make sure he was dead, all that type of shit, right? They took me to the homicide unit. I'm sitting there in the box. I'm like, hey, I don't give a fuck what y'all on. Long as my man's alive, I'm straight. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. Y'all ass tweaking. That's what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? The damn detective pulled me to the back. He showed me a picture of my man's. He like, this your homie? I'm like, yeah. He like, yeah, he dead. What? Nigga, I lost my mind. The fuck is you talking about? And he tried to use that against me to get me to snitch on the niggas that killed him. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, you know who they is. He named them by their names, what block they was from, all that. This is what the detective telling me. Swear to God, on my man's Beezy. And I don't play with the dead. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. The detective read everything off. Y'all. We know it was these guys, blah, blah, blah. They stayed 2-3 blocks down the street from you. You grew up with them. We seen y'all with each other, blah, blah, blah. Y'all all grew up together. This is what the detective was saying to me, straight up. I'm like, look, I don't know. I don't know. Straight up. Right after he just told me, yeah, they killed your mans. He did. You thought he went to the hospital, he was straight. No, he died. And them niggas killed him, and you know it. Just go ahead, point them out, and we'll put them away forever. I was like, nope, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. And I knew exactly who it was. You know what I'm saying? How about that? So my point is that I was all with that shit too. You know what I'm saying? I was all with that. Real talk. But then it got to a point in my life where I was like, I gotta let that go. He dead and gone. He been gone 15 years now. You know what I'm saying? 15 plus years. You gotta let that shit go at some point. You know what I'm saying? He gone. You gotta move on with life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Gucci did. He lost a lot of homies out here and all of that type of shit. And he got to a point in his life where he was like, hey, I gotta move on. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did. He moved on. So what everybody talking about, he snitching and shit like that, like, y'all ass lost. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand. You got to grow up at some point. It's a reason why you had the justice system and things like that. It's a reason why all of this shit is in place. It's a reason. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm not feeling that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? People call him a snitch and all that. That man protected his assets. He did what he was supposed to do. And he won. So you can call him whatever the fuck you want. He did what he was supposed to do. And Pooh Shady ass was a shady ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? That nigga came out, he was smoking hot. Everybody was on it. All of that first day out and all that. Man, that shit went crazy. So he could have dropped 2 or 3 albums behind it and everybody would have been listening to his shit. He could have wiggled his way out that contract. Even if he felt like that contract was bald, he could have wiggled his way out that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because he hot. He could be putting out all type of content that'll release him from that contract. You know what I'm saying? He could be doing skits, all type of shit, interviews, whatever. And he could make up that money, you know what I'm saying, and pay out his contract. Because he hot. He could have went so many different ways about that, but he was on street time. And that shit cost him. You know what I'm saying? That's not snitching. That was just stupid. That's all it was. He did some stupid shit. Stupid is, stupid does. You thought you was about to rob a multi-millionaire and get away with it? Barefaced and all. And you on tether. He got a tether on his leg. He was confined to home confinement. That's house arrest. How you end up leaving the house and end up at the studio? You know his location was pinging the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So what is snitching? That ain't no snitching. He pulled a stupid ass move and he got to get spanked behind it. That's just what it is. That ain't nobody's fault. That's his fault. Let me say this, right? One of my homies from the hood, right? From my block, all that, stayed across the street from me, right? Long story short, he moved out the hood, right? When we was young. By the time we became teenagers and we was on that street shit, we doing all that, woo woo, he popped back up, right? He been gone for like 10 years. We ain't seen this nigga in like 10 years. He disappeared when we was like 7, 8 years old. And then he popped back up when we was like 17, 18. You know what I'm saying? And when he popped back up, he was on that tip with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, he rocking with us, he claiming shit, all that. And niggas coming at me like, what's up with dog? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, bro from the block. You know what I'm saying? They moved away. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't his fault that they moved away. You know what I'm saying? But he back now. I'm defending bro the whole time. Even though I know he was bogus because he been gone for 10 years and he popped back up. But I'm like, hey, this bro from the block. It is what it is, right? So anyway, just 10 years later, he hanging out with us, taking pictures. We at the club, all that shit, right? He on the block with us, all type of shit, right? Fast forward to tape. I go to prison, right? I get out. He hit me up. Boom. I got some work for you. You know what I'm saying? Big. I started working with him. He got his own business, right? I ain't gonna put him out there. You know, this my bro. I ain't gonna do that. I'm just giving y'all the scenario, right? So I started working with him, right? I didn't like my pay at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was doing a 3-man job and getting paid one time for it, you know, type shit. It was just me and him. He didn't have no crew, none of that. It was just me and him. So again, I'm doing like a 3-man job and only getting paid once for it. So I got a problem with it. Hey, this is my man. What type of time you on? You know what I'm saying? His whole thing is that's business. It don't got nothing to do with us being homies. This is business. This is what you signed up for. You know what I'm saying? You got to carry out them duties. You signed up for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, that's some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's real. And this a nigga from the block. Again, he disappeared, popped back up. He was on all that. We was doing all that, you know? And then I went to prison. I got out. He had some shit going on. You know what I'm saying? And he signed me like, hey, you come get some money with me, but this is what it is. And I signed up for it. So I had to carry out my duties. That's when you just got to hold your L. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have to sign up for it, but I did. And it went left, and we had to go our ways. I don't even talk to bro no more. And it was behind it, you know, but like I said, that's still my man's, you know. It's just, you got to understand what business is business and personal is personal. You know what I'm saying? And Pooh Shiesty took something personal to a business stance, and it didn't work out in his favor. That's not snitching. It's not snitching. If Gucci was on some street shit with him and Pooh Shiesty retaliated, and then Gucci said something, that'd be snitching. That's not what happened. Gucci was on business time. Pooh Shiesty was on personal time. That's not snitching. Y'all ass tweaking, bro. So let me go ahead and close this shit out because I got shit to do. Y'all ass tweaking, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go switch whips right now. I'm gonna go ahead and do a short, you know what I'm saying, show y'all something different. I'm about to jump in. Y'all know I do this car shit. So I gotta get the fuck out of here. Y'all ass tweaking, bro. Gucci didn't snitch. Pooh Shady is a goofy. That's all there is to it. How about that? It's been another live stream. Roll up a poll. So get your blunts rolled and you drink for it.